Link building is going to get you, and the evil Google monster is going to know, and all of that's going to ruin your website. I know we've all heard it, but is it true? Test number 33. What does it take to get an unnatural link penalty? Let's get into it. All right, so ever since Penguin came out quite some years ago, there's been a lot of fear about what Google can and can't do with backlinks, etc. And to be honest, this test is from 2016, and it's still probably pretty applicable. There we go. We'll use pliable today. And let's go through the amount. So what we're talking about is a lot of times back then there was a really big effort on Google's part to issue manual penalties for link building, and those manual penalties typically came with de-indexing. And at the same time, around this time this test was done, there was a lot of talk about building PBNs and how to fix PBNs and how to get them built, etc. And so you had to know how to find domains that were expired and were de-indexed or not, based off of possible penalties. It's kind of one of the ways to save your money a little bit. So what we wanted to do is find out how good Google is at filtering links. Is it as good as what the talking heads say, what John Mueller says, etc. So we went to Fiverr and we actually sent 10,000 backlinks to a test page. The test page was a 400-word article with 8% keyword density. Is actually pretty decent. And nothing happened. As a matter of fact, after Majestic found them, there was 116 links in Majestic. And that's the tool that we were using at the time. You can use, and you'll notice that Majestic, Ahrefs, and now SEMrush and Moz are showing different links, so that could even been different then, right? But the test page was number one, and then after 3,000 of those links came in, the test page was still number one. And what we ended up doing is just going back and hitting it with another 20,000 links, and the page was still number one. And these are links that they tell you not to use. What do you do with this information, though? Does that mean you can go to Fiverr and let this out? I would highly recommend that you do not. You want to be responsible with this kind of stuff and really a test. I'd still do those kind of link building campaigns to churn and burn stuff, i.e. single page sites that are promoting a product or something, the seasonal kind of stuff, just to get in there and get it done, or product launches, get in there and get it done and just move on. And that's okay. The real risk of doing this is actually your competition. That's how these sites get found, especially now with Google has reduced their manpower to increase their bottom line. In the manual penalty stuff is not really coming out a lot, etc. They are getting a little better filtering this stuff out with the algorithm. However, they still haven't beat it. But yeah, to lean back onto that is you're going to get reported probably before the algorithm's going to catch you. So just be cognizant of that. And you don't really want to go and build all these links. You don't really need it. There's not very many niches out there where you need supersized links. There's some in local, there's definitely some in national, and if you're like adult casino, forget about it. You got to be building these kind of links to be successful. But you need to look at your market, and you need to see what your competition's doing, and see if you can find a way to take advantage of these types of links in this type of volume and be safe about it. And remember, Google's not more than likely not going to catch you. I think I've only had one manual penalty, and that was because someone negative SEO'd my site way back when, and I did a reconsideration request, so they sent a manual penalty for spam onto my domain after I told them that it was a negative SEO campaign. And so that's the last time I've had one. I can't remember the last link cleanup where we were dealing with manual penalties. We always see algorithmic stuff and usually that comes from anchor text, but and bad websites, bad neighborhood websites that you get links from, and you can clean those up actually relatively quickly with a disavow tool and recrawl those and counter that power actually pretty fast, probably a week or two. But in this case, um, the amount of volume, the source of the links, etc. Everyone says they're bad, but Google algorithm is responding to it and ranking the pages number one. So test it for yourself. Be cognizant of the risks that are there, and apply it to your business as needed. All right. Hopefully that was good for you. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe button. Hit the bell notification, and we'll see you on the next one.